Alright guys, so I'm here down by the river trying to find a spot to fish, man, and it's just crazy. I'm looking for some signs of life, like bears getting salmon in the water or something like that. But man, I'll tell you. Oh, wait a minute. What do I see? Hey, look at that, man.
Hey, that's better than a bear in the water. That's the spot to go to. Anybody knows it's them. Check this out. All right, guys. Welcome back to another Maumee River fishing video. In this video, I've got a buddy of mine from New York, and I'm kind of showing him what the Maumee River walleye run's all about. That's Ed to my left upriver. And Ed's never seen a walleye before up close, alive. But all he knows is they have teeth. Well, Ed hooks a couple. I hook a couple. And it wasn't too bad of a day. So sit back, relax, and as always, thanks for watching. Fish on. Had to go show Ed real quick what a walleye was. Got this one just inside the mouth. All right, back at it. And fish on. I think right about this point, Ed hooked up also, but then he ended up losing his. Thought this fish was a little bigger than he actually was, but I got him in the gill, that's why. One of the interesting things about this fish is you'll see it definitely had a sea lamprey on it at one point in time. It's got a big old gash on the side of it, round sucker mark. If we ever get it in. Like I said, I could tell it was snagged. I didn't want to pull the hook out. I at least wanted to show Ed again. This thing was upriver. It's like, let me see them teeth. He was a wrap too. Showing him them teeth. He's like, oh yeah. Here you go. You see this lamprey mark now. Look at that thing. That is nasty. I mean, it might be spawning but caused, but more than likely that's... Looks like something's been eating it. Alright, back you go. Thanks for the catch, bud. See ya. Alright, fast forward ahead. This time, Ed's on. I'm going to show you how not to land a fish, gang. Neither of us were really planning on keeping any fish, but this is not how to do it. This fish was 5 pound plus. This is a good, solid female. Take a look at her. I grabbed that hook right out. Bam! Now I'm profusely apologizing to Ed. Luckily, he didn't care. Thanks, Ed. Current that day was really slow. And the rod I'm using is a super extra fast action rod, and it's probably not the right rod to use, but I wanted to give Ed a rod that made it a lot easier. This rod's super hard to tell a bite. That's why I'm kind of dragging it. There it is. There's a bite. Fish on. Another one in the gill. It was a day full of snagging, I hate to say it, but they all went back. We did have two keepers, and a gentleman fishing upriver from us comes over and gives us one at the end. But otherwise, at least we got to see some fish. Well, thanks for the catch, bud. See ya. Yeah, had to laugh. This was the biggest catch of the day. Had an emerald shiner hooked right through the back. You believe that? And right about this time, Ed's yelling at me, "I'm on!" This time I'm not going to lose his fish. I'm going to grab my net. Let's go, Ed. You get Ed on the board and say he landed one. He had hooked two up until this point. I lost the one, and the other popped off, like I said, while I was in the middle of catching that one. Got me and my shiner here. Swoop! Just like that. Another one right in the gill. Can't catch a break today. I think that guy felt sorry for us upriver. He saw us throwing them back, and since he only had one, I guess it was probably more of a hassle for him to clean one than to just hand it off. But Ed was noting there's some funk on this one. I told him, yeah, it was probably either a Fermi or a Davis Bessie fish. Had a bunch of growth on it. All right, buddy. See ya. Ed said, thanks for the catch. All right, and here's the guy that's asking us if we want his. Just want to say thanks, bud. Don't know your name, didn't get it, but appreciate the fillets. Mother-in-law said thank you.
Hey gang, Bob White, Maumee River Fishing. So the rod and the reels that we were using, I'm going to show you here. The rod I was using is a Saint Croix Premier. This rod is a 7-foot fast action medium power rod, 6 to 12 pound rating. Paired up to my favorite reel in the world. This is an Okuma Helios SX 4000. This rod and reel are super light, super smooth. I mean, I can't tell you how easy it is to catch fish with this thing. It was a little hard to tell the bite when it's slow water like it was today. I prefer something a little bit slower action, but other than that, this rod is a nice rod. So the rod I gave Ed to use was a Pflugar President. This bad boy is a 7-foot, also medium action, or medium weight, but medium action also. I've redid the grips on this. I broke a reel seat last year, so this is a carbon fiber grip I put on here, and this is paired to a Piscifun Carbon X 4000. Both reels are spooled with 20-pound Beyond Braid, and they run down to a inline sinker here, just like this. From there, we're putting on 15-pound monofilament leaders, and I'm using about a 5-foot leader. That goes down to a head shaker jig, and these are the head shakers, guys. Now, I see a lot of guys tying, walking back and forth to the bank, and that's no good. You guys got to go out there and get yourselves, first of all, a leader holder. Grab your leaders, do 5-6 foot sections. You can always cut them down if you want 2 or 3 foot sections, but if they're 2 or 3 and you need 5 or 6, you can't add it. So make them 5 or 6, put them on a leader holder. You can put extra jig heads in here, so if you just break off a jig head, you can pull a jig head out and tie it to the existing leader if it's not shaped. Other than that, guys, the other thing I like to do is take my inlines. I put them in a small little baggie here. As you guys probably know, I prefer to use brass. Brass is so much harder than what lead is, and the bottom line is it bounces better. I don't seem to lose these nearly as much as the guys using lead. The only downside, you can only get them up to about 5/8 of an ounce, so you get them online. Next to that, guys, anybody has any questions, anybody has any comments or concerns, please feel free to chime in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe, and as always, I appreciate you guys, your support, and watching these videos. Thank you, good luck, and as always, good fishing.